A warm welcome to everybody who's watching this. It is Dave, formerly the imperfect individual. So it's still Dave, still the same me, but I have rebranded and relaunched and renamed the channel, as I'm sure you'll be able to see. So I just wanted to do a very quick video to explain why I've decided to make that decision. So as many of you'll know, I've got 697 subscribers, I think. I launched the Imperfect Individual in 2020. Essentially, I was describing and analysing and giving my thoughts on societal breakdown and what was going on, and I tried to offer solutions. It was very challenging time in my life those years, and those challenging times have continued. In fact, they're as challenging as ever for me now. But I feel like I need to change tack a little bit and go in a different direction now. My overarching motivating reason is still the same. I want to do my bit as an individual to create a better future, to resist the globalized tyranny, and to rebuild and reimagine community and community life, and in particular English community life. I'm from England. I love this country, and I really think it's time, certainly for me now, to try to focus on the more positive aspects. Now, that's what I'm gonna quickly talk about now, is 5 reasons why I have decided to go strike off in this different direction. And do let me know what you think. But just before I do, I want to say a massive thank you. I've already done one video saying that I'm relaunching, but I want to say again to anybody who's contributed so far in my journey as the imperfect individual. I am so grateful to all of you, and I hope you stay with me. I hope you like what it is that I'm doing. Tell me if what I'm saying resonates. And also, I'm going to give you some info at the end of the video, but click the link in the description for a new online community that I've launched, which is celebrating the best of England. England's nature, its heritage, its history, its customs and culture, all of which are under attack, all of which need to be protected and defended and celebrated. So this is my idea. So okay, so the first reason is, I think community values in this country need rebuilding. I do see some signs of that. I see a lot of online outrage about what's going on in the world, and rightly so. People should be outraged with what's going on. There's a number of different lines of attack on native people in this country, not just in this country, but in other countries as well. But I think if there's too much outrage online and too much action that's being, channeled through online channels, whether that's Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, whatever, I think that I always thought that, when the what he called the bloodthirsty pantomime was, unveiled for us to see, that part of our responsibility would be not only to not comply with any tyrannical measures, any measures that we deem to be tyrannical ourselves, not only that, and to resist in that way, but 2 other important things were to make sure we're reconnected as communities, small and large. Small, in particular, face-to-face interactions, group meetups, community collaborations, etc. And also creativity on the part of the individual. I've always been very passionate about, if you've got something to say, then say it, or if you've got something to offer, create it, whether it's art or whether it's music or whether it's a piece of writing. That's what I passionately believe in. And that's what I've tried to do, and I'm going to continue to try and do. So that's number 1, first reason. The second reason is that I do have a deep love for this country. I feel very deeply connected to the land, to the landscape, to the history. I feel very part of the culture, the rural culture. I live in a semi-rural part of the country, just right on the edge of the West Lancs Plain, which is absolutely beautiful, part of the country. And I've always been drawn and felt part of and spiritually connected to, to rural England, with its quaint villages and its old churches and old inns and taverns and, chocolate box villages, and just its quiet charms. And there's something truly special about this country. There really is. And, I've done a lot of traveling in various different countries. I love travel. I love exploring, but I always, I'm always, the place where I feel most at home is in the countryside, in the small villages of England, and I'm very worried about how under attack, English rural life is, as well as the country in general, albeit, holding strong. The community spirit in these places is very, very strong. So I think as well that this isn't, kind of like some fake toxic positivity that I'm coming up with here. It's I'm trying to be an antidote now to a lot of the, the prominent voices and the outrage online that I just feel is, we've many of us have been involved in the resistance movement for a number of years now, and it's exhausting. It's taken its toll, and like any war, you need to change tactics. And our responsibility now, this is what I strongly believe in, is to part of our responsibility to eventually try and return to a more kind of grounded and humble and connected and freer way of life is to focus and to recognize and acknowledge and celebrate the positive aspects of our country, and I just think positivity is very, very important. And I'm saying that now as when I'm in a position in my own life where I've got some really, really, really stark challenges, but I feel it's my responsibility not to continue to contribute to more of the negativity, more of the dread and all of those narratives that we'll all know what they are, but to try and focus on more wholesome things. And I've been fed up for a long time that I don't know whether you think the same. Do you think that nobody seems to have a good word to say about this country anymore? It just seems to be generally accepted that, England has fallen. England is a bad place to live. This society is decrepit, and many aspects of that are true, because I know that, because I've talked extensively about that in my videos previously and in my book, The Imperfect Individual. But it's not exclusively true. This is an amazing place, that needs to be protected, and with amazing people who are, still acting as like a cornerstone for those old traditional English values. You don't need to look far to see the incredible scenery, ways of life that, as I say, in the cities in England, I think have fallen. I think they have fallen to, the woke ideologues, to the global to global ideology, and there's been mass demographic change. I think it's hard to argue that, but in rural England, that's not the case, and we need to protect and celebrate that, really. And number 5 is there's a lot of regurgitated content out there. There's a lot of AI tripe and slop out there, whether that's videos or blogs or whatever. And this is a time now when attention spans are short, when fuses are short, when people are stressed and worried and anxious. And this is a time like no other for people to grasp their individuality and embrace their individuality and authenticity by being courageous and brave and offering a solution. And that's what I'm trying to do. That is really what I'm trying to do now. So I'm going to carry on talking about the context of why we are where we are. I know a lot of people will like me to continue doing that, and I'm very interested in in that context, the historical context, psychological context, how the media's played a part in that, and how we've contributed to our own demise. That broad sweep, but it's going to be very, very focused on, as I say, English customs, heritage, building. What I want to do is build a community of like-minded people who think the same, think similar to me, and want to be part of something real and something wholesome. That's what I want to do. So again, please have a look at the link to my Skool community. It's called Skool, Skool, totally free to join. You just need to sign up with your email and password, and then you'll see what it is that I'm doing. I really hope that you see what it is that I'm trying to achieve here, and why it is that I'm striking in this off in this different direction, what I'm attempting to build, and why it's so important to me. So yeah, it's a meeting place for like-minded people. It's real. It celebrates the best of England, and I'm trying to recreate and reimagine, a community as I would most kind of like it to be. So yes, that's it really. I'm going to leave it there. So a little bit different, but also an overlap to what I've done previously. So don't forget to subscribe if you are one of the subs that's been with me for a long time. Thanks again. I really hope you enjoy my new content. If you don't, that's fine. If you see this and you're new, then welcome. Please subscribe. And again, I would definitely encourage you to just click the link in the description to the Skool community, and you'll see what it is that I'm trying to do. All right then. I'll leave it there, and I hope everyone has a really nice evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.